Hi guys, welcome to today's video. In today's video, we'll look into a scenario, not a scenario, but I'll be rating World War II countries. And obviously, in those countries because what they did. Although they did do pretty strong and well in the war, they lost and they did unexplainable atrocities. But Austria, well, they're in B tier because they didn't even make it to World War II. Same with Czechoslovakia. They didn't make it. But we have the Soviet Union. That can be C tier. Because it managed to defeat the Germans, but still did stuff that wasn't correct or reasonable. Is that? No, that's Communist China. Oops. It's a bit of a mistake. Give Communist China probably because they managed to take over China after the war. But the Soviet Union, well, they just get there because they weren't, like, let's say, winnable enough. But we got America. Now, America did pretty well in the war, and, well, they won the war. They didn't do much wrong that I'm aware of. They might have did a lot wrong, and I'm unaware of. And Finland, yeah, I'll give you Finland A tier, because they managed to push around the... No, I'll give them B tier. They managed to push around the Soviets. Then they decided Then they got pushed around by the Germans. Then they pushed around the Germans, and so on. They did like everything. In Tibet, not Tibet, Bhutan will get A tier because, well, its flag is cool. Didn't do much in the war, except exist. Ethiopia, well, I'll give it D tier because it didn't make it to the war. And, well, as you can see, if you didn't make it to the war, you can't really be graded reasonably. But Ireland managed to stay neutral, despite... Well, actually, with Ireland didn't do much, except just exist. But they did a good job of it. They didn't even get attacked, that I'm aware of. They might have. Albania, well, they kind of disappeared around the start of the war. Like, literally, Italy just ate them. So, yeah. Hungary's biggest mistake was joining the Axis, I guess. But, yeah. Let's say Britain. Well, Britain, I'm going to give S tier, because despite all of the hardship, they never gave up. The Soviets also never gave up. They're really responsible for why the war turned around. Maybe I'll change them to, like, B tier. Because if I put them at S tier, I'd be saying they did a great job. Which they did. They were probably the turning point of the war. But the only problem is, they did stuff that they... atrocities. Turkey, well, there's Turkey. I'm going to give them, well, C tier. No, B tier. They almost made as neutral till like the last minute when they were like, yeah, Germany. Bye. And then let's see what Tibet is. Well, Tibet, we can give... Oh, Tibet managed to get through the war untouched. And then there's Bulgaria. I'm giving them C tier. Not S tier, because they did align themselves with the Germans. Which, along with the Italians, they didn't do as much bad, but they still allied with who was doing bad. Ignoring bad is just as bad as committing bad, I guess you could say. And then we got Afghanistan. Well, Afghanistan just did Afghanistan stuff. Just existed, literally. Iran, on the other side, well, Iran was unfairly invaded because they could have fell to the Axis, and that would have been bad if all their oil went to the Axis, wouldn't it? Because World War II, they actually needed it. And we got Mexico. Well, didn't Mexico, like, join at the last minute? And then we got, well, I think that's, well, I'm giving it D tier because that was a puppet of Japan, I believe. That was Manchuria. Wait, what's a pure red flag anyways? That's confusing. Estonia, they did pretty well, but their invasion by the Soviets, well, didn't go so well. Where's Lithuania and Latvia and stuff? I guess they didn't show up. Maybe that's what happened. But anyway, Latvia should be somewhere. Yeah, Latvia was there. And Lithuania. They fell in like minutes, basically. And where's Romania? Anyways, Romania. Should be there, I would think. Sweden, well, they should get... I will give them C tier, because they continue trading with the Germans. Despite knowing what Germany... Despite probably not knowing what Germany was doing, but still, why would you trade with the aggressor? Well, they kind of were forced, so maybe B tier. They also stayed neutral, non-belligerent, more so. Switzerland, well, they traded with the Germans a lot. But I'll give them B tier because they stayed neutral. And then there's Liberia. They also, I don't even know what they did. So yeah, let's just give them that. With Greece, I'm going to give, well, C tier because they did a pretty good job kicking the Italians. Wait, no, A tier because when the Italians invaded, they kicked them hard and beat them. But they didn't beat them hard enough. And then we got Brazil, which, well, Brazil is Brazil. And Brazil does good stuff, I guess. Kinda. Maybe. But there's Belgium. They'll get C tier because they fell within a matter of months. Australia, because they were Britain, basically. The Dominions can also go up there because they basically did well. Australia, New Zealand, Canada, India. I could have some of these Dominions wrong. Because, well, I'm not a genius. Hungary was neutral for a big part of the war. Didn't invade Poland despite being allied to Germany. But they did do some bad things. But overall, not as that bad. And they did a good fight. But then the Germans decided to puppet them because they wanted to try and get away from the Germans. So, like, yeah. And then we have Chile. Yeah, Chile. You can just stay in A tier because you did nothing. Unlike Brazil and Greece, who got it because they did great. South Africa can have S tier because basically it was Britain. All the British protectorates were basically following what Britain did. Yep. And we have Saudi Arabia. Yeah, they can chill and be here. Did Iraq have a different flag back then? I'm not sure. Luxembourg, well, they fell right away. But, yeah. So, yeah, they can go there. What about Spain? Well, they did nothing. Except they did some bad things for the years they were alive. And then what's this country? I forget, or I don't know. One or the other. So let's put it in C tier, just in case it's a bad country, and I don't want to put it too high, and then in case it's a good country. Well, China, I'm going to put in S tier, because they did a good job, the Republic of China. Well, technically all the Chinas did, but obviously, republics, people like more, because why not? And when people like it more, well, yeah. As you can see, there's a lot of British stuff I just put there because I could. I think this is Nicaragua. Did nothing. You know who else did nothing? Most of Central America. Colombia didn't do much. I think Bolivia did something. But I don't think so. Peru invaded Ecuador before it, I think. At some point around there. Ecuador can go in B because it didn't do much. Transjordan flag is there. That's interesting. Jordania. They were under British occupation. So yeah, let's just say, yeah, let's give them that, because that's the flag I think it is. I could be wrong. Norway, well, at least you tried to stop the Germans, but you didn't do that well. Denmark, why'd you surrender in 6 hours? Because who would surrender in 6 hours? Like, literally. Did you even try to win? Poland, well, since everybody feels bad for you, and you got invaded first, and you fell first, I'll give you S tier. Where did I put France? Anyways, that's something. And France, well, why did you just give up? Like, you should have kept fighting. And then we got the Netherlands. Well, they didn't last long. But, like, as you can see, this is not an order of what did worse, obviously. Some countries are worse than others. There's Nepal. They didn't do anything, so let's just put them there. Philippines fought with the Americans, basically, but they fell at some point. I'll give them that here. Portugal, why didn't you even try to stop them? Portugal did nothing. That's why I'll put them there. In neutral. Did a good job being neutral, too. And, well, let's put some nations that barely did anything. Argentina, yeah, you go there, because what you did. But you did nothing wrong, you just allowed wrong to happen. Thailand, basically, was forced to do what they did, but, yeah. They didn't like the Europeans either. Colombia, here you go. And then the Chinese warlords. Well, they didn't do as much as the Republic of China because they were much smaller. And then there's Mongolia or Tuva. One or the other. They're the same. We'll put them there because they were basically forced by the Soviets. And then there's Cuba. Yugoslavia did a pretty good job, although they eventually fell. A tier basically became neutral tier. Uruguay is a Tuva. Chinese warlord. And this is, I know what country that is, but I can't say it. What's up? Like, maybe it's better not to. And we got more Chinese warlords. We got Liechtenstein. What did you do? Nothing. You stayed neutral the full time. And that's North Yemen, I think. So yeah, didn't do much that I'm aware of. And we got this flag, I forget its name, but I think it's probably a warlord. Andorra, yes, you made it neutral without even trying. And Peru, yeah, I'll just put you there because of your flag. And then the red countries, yeah, I'll put you in D tier because you have nothing worth like going for. And that's how I think the tier list should be. Now we can organize. America's effort was pretty good. I would say the Soviets probably up here. As you can see, there's an order that I could go in. And, well, the Americans and the British colonies. Then the other nations I put up. And then that's there, as you can see. Greece, because they managed to hurt the Italians. That was good. And, well, probably something like this for the first 3 countries. Then the rest doesn't really matter what order it goes in. And here, well, something probably like this. Or something. And down here, well, it works like that. And that's what I think it would look like, guys, if I was to rate the nations of World War II. And this is about 1936, all these nations were around. So, yeah. Thank you for watching today's video. That's all for today's video. Wild Mapper out. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Bye, guys. And thanks for watching today's video. Subscribing at 2250 subscribers.